Hello everyone, what is up? It is me, MTG, and for today's video I will be going over the store championship deck that I used to win my store championship last Friday. Normally they're supposed to take place on Saturdays, but we always have more people on Fridays, so we just run ours on Fridays instead. We ended up doing a Dominaria draft to decide who was the winner, and I have, some of the stuff here, like this is the Vivian Reed top 8 deck box that you get for top 8ing the event. I have the promo that we got inside, and then of course, I brought it up here with me. If you can't see it super well here, I apologize, but this is the champion game day, or not game day, store championship nickel bolus playmat that we got, and of course I put it here on your screen so that you could see it better instead of just seeing it up in the window in the top right hand corner of your screen. But nonetheless, it's a very cool playmat. I like the artwork on this one. I usually don't use a ton of playmats, and usually when I do use playmats, I think I have 4 game day slash store championship playmats now, and my favorite of the ones that I have is the Eldritch Moon Liliana playmat, so that's the one that I'll usually use if I run a playmat. But having an extra championship playmat, of course, is always a good thing as well. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and talk about the deck that I drafted, how the draft went, and what I was thinking as I was drafting the cards. So you can see here from this MTG Goldfish little thing here that I put together, it shows all the cards that I ended up with in my deck. You can see that I ended up in a nice little blue-red shell. In pack 1, I started with a Wizard's Lightning as my pack 1 pick one, just a nice little removal spell, and it's very splashable as well, so it keeps me nice and open. I'm not super sold on, just needing to force red just because I have a Wizard's Lightning as my first pick. And then my second pick was a Vicious Offering, another black removal spell, so I'm kind of thinking like maybe a black-red control kind of build where I just end up with a bunch of removal spells. My third pick, I ended up with just another red card. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. It might have been something like a Goblin Barrage here, which again is just another fantastic removal spell. But then for my fourth pick, I got past an In Bolus's Clutches, and seeing an In Bolus's Clutches let me know that blue was wide open because this card should not be coming to me at fourth pick. It just meant that for some reason no one wanted to play blue, and if no one else wanted to play blue, I was more than happy to play blue. In Bolus's Clutches is just a fantastic, fantastic card. Super first pickable, and so getting it passed to me fourth pick let me know that blue was wide open and that I was about to be playing blue in this draft. So for the remainder of pack 1, I just picked up a bunch of blue cards. I ended up with several Academy Drakes. I ended up with 3 overall, but I think I picked up like 2 in pack 1 in pack 1. I also picked up another card like Blink of an Eye, which is just again another fantastic blue spell. And so I was really sending the signal that if no one else wanted to be in blue, I'm going to take all the blue cards. Blue's not open. Stay out of it if you were already out of it to begin with in pack 1. And then in pack 2, I ended up opening up a fantastic rare, and that is Siege Gang Commander. And so Siege Gang Commander, just being a fantastic red card, kind of brought me back to, well, I first picked that Wizard's Lightning, now I have this Siege Gang Commander, and I think I picked up just some other random red cards late in the pack, like I think a Keldon Warcaller like late in pack 1. So I just kind of had this random 2-drop as well. So a fantastic removal spell, a 2-drop that's fine, but I'm not crazy about it, and then opening up this fantastic red card. I decided to just kind of settle into blue-red and then just start taking all the best blue-red cards. A Siege Gang Commander is the type of card that you want to be playing if you have the ability to play it. Definitely won me quite a few games here and was a big part in me winning the store championship playmat. So Siege Gang Commander, fantastic card, and then from there I picked up even more good red spells. Like I got a second Wizard's Lightning, which again, if I pack 1 picked one this card, you know that I'm super high on it, so I was more than happy to be picking that up. I picked up just some additional removal spells as well, like I think in pack 2 I got a copy of Fiery Intervention, which again, nice little red removal spell, and I think I started thinking about the Wizard subtype a little bit in pack 2 because I now had 2 Wizard's Lightning, and of course Wizard's Lightning just turns into Lightning Bolt if you have a Wizard in play. So I started picking up a couple of Wizards, for example, Gitu Lava Runner here being a human wizard 1-drop, which is very nice for this deck, and then something like Vodalian Arcanist, which again is a wizard that also helps us cast our instant and sorcery spells, so just a nice little card here in Vodalian Arcanist. And then I think I picked up 1 last red wizard in pack 2, which was the Gitu Journey Mage, which again cares a little bit about wizards, so I had this little wizard subtype forming, and it kind of worked out for me. I didn't end up with Adelies. I really would have liked Adelies. I was talking to someone else in the draft, and they pack 1 picked one Adelies, but then just didn't see any more red or blue cards, they said, and so they just kind of hopped out of it, and he ended up playing, I believe it was green-white, because I played him in round 2 of the tournament. And so he took my Adelies. I would have absolutely loved to have Adelies in this deck, but nonetheless, we ended up with just a fantastic deck. And then in pack 3, we got more removal spells. We picked up a Shivan Fire, which is just a fantastic card. We picked up a second Fiery Intervention, again, just a nice little removal spell. We picked up some good finishers in the form of Cloud Reader Sphinx here, just a fantastic card. Scries us into more of our removal spells, as well as it just is like a nice evasive threat. And then we picked up Coldwater Snapper here, just a nice little, kind of expensive. It was the most expensive card in my deck outside of Inbolus's Clutches, both of them being 6-drops. But it does have the tendency to just run away with games. Having Hexproof on a big body allows you to do some crazy things. And then we picked up just a bunch of other random cards, like Keldon Raider is a nice little filler card to just smooth out the mana curve a little bit. What else do we have in here? Tolarian Scholar was a card that most people would not be happy to have in their decks. I would say 80 to 85% of people would be very underwhelmed or unhappy to be playing Tolarian Scholar, but in this deck I was more than happy to have 1 copy because, again, it turns my Wizard's Lightnings into Lightning Bolts, as well as allows my Gitu Journey Mage to shock my opponent because of the fact that Tolarian Scholar is a wizard as well. And what other cards do we pick up here? We picked up a Bloodstone Goblin, which I really wish that the Keldon Warcaller in my deck, I would have loved for it to be a second Bloodstone Goblin. I ended up with quite a few spells with Kicker, things like Blink of an Eye, Academy Drake, Shivan Fire, just those kind of cards that you really want to be kicking, and so I would have loved to have a Bloodstone Goblin in my deck that would replace the Keldon Warcaller. And then also just the fact that it has the Goblin subtype. I know I was talking a little bit about how the Wizard subtype was kind of important in this deck, but Siege Gang Commander allows you to just throw Goblins at your opponent's face. So having that Keldon Warcaller doing absolutely nothing, if we could have turned that into an additional Goblin that would have just had a little bit more synergy with the Siege Gang Commander, that would have been fantastic as well. And aside from that, the only other cards we picked up were a Run Amok, which I wasn't super happy to play. This, I think, ended up just being the 23rd playable in my deck. It's a nice little way for our evasive creatures to go ahead and get through, because we did have a lot of evasive threats, things like the 3 Academy Drakes, the Cloud Reader Sphinx, those kind of flyers were very nice with Run Amok. And then the final card that we picked up here, you can see, is a Divination, which I'm never unhappy to play at least 1 Divination in my deck. Normally the 2nd and 3rd Divination is where things get a little bit awkward, but the 1st Divination is quite fine. Honestly quite good in most cases, and I think I had another one on my sideboard, but I only wanted to play the 1 Divination. And so aside from that, I also ran 8 Islands and 9 Mountains for this Banda base, and this was the deck that led me to receiving a Store Championship champion playmat. So that was a very fun day of Magic there on last Friday during FNM, where we played for the playmat, the top 8 deck boxes, and the promos. And then after this on Friday, I played in a PPTQ on Saturday, and that'll be tomorrow's video, as I'll do a tournament report on the PPTQ that I played in on Saturday. That was a standard event, and I had my best finish at a PPTQ yet, which was fantastic. So I'd love to go through and walk you guys through the matchups, the deck I played, and all that other kind of stuff, and so that's what most likely you will be seeing tomorrow here on the channel. Hope you guys are looking forward to it, and let me know how you guys did down low in the comments below at your Store Championships. Did you guys play Standard? Did you guys play Dominaria Draft? What kind of a deck did you play? What kind of matchups did you see? What deck took it all home? Go ahead and let me know down low in the comments. Love hearing from you guys. And I will see you guys here tomorrow for yet another Magic the Gathering video.